Good evening, all. I am Hima Bindu, and today I will be taking the webinar on Scrapy package, right? So I'm just sharing my screen. Please confirm if you can view the screen and if my volume and voice is clear. Okay, so let's get to the presentation part. Today, our topic is on Scrapy Framework in Python. Now, before getting into the package and understanding things, let's know what is scraping all about, right? Nowadays, we are hearing different job roles for data science course. After you've done the data science course, there are different jobs that you can get into. So one of them is data engineering, and then data analyst, data scientist. These are the different roles that we get into after our course. Now, there are a lot of openings for a data engineering job. Even when we were learning the CRISP DM, we understood that there are 6 steps in CRISP DM where we understand the business problem, step 1. Then we understand about the data, right? That is where we collect the data and understand the data. Then we do EDA and pre-processing. Then comes our algorithms, machine learning algorithms. Then is evaluation and deployment. Of course, if you're talking about CRISP ML, there is monitoring and maintenance. Now, according to these stages, um, in organizations, they are dividing the different job roles. Now, the first one is data engineering. So data engineering is where you're actually collecting the data, sorting the data, and storing and organizing the data. This is what a data engineer does. Okay. Then the rest of the things, data analyst, data scientist, all of them come into picture. So stage 1 is data engineering role. So for doing this data engineering role, you're collecting the data. Either you do, I know we have discussed all these things, data collection in CRISP DM, right? How to collect data. There are 2 sources. One is primary source and the other one is secondary source, right? Primary and secondary. Primary is where you're collecting the data directly from the source. Secondary data source is where you have a third party involved, which gives us data. Okay. Now, when you're collecting data directly, the web scraping comes into picture. Okay, you are going and trying to access the data from the internet. How to do that from the Python environment? For that, we have this package Scrapy. Okay, with Scrapy, we are going to scrape from the websites. Now, today's agenda, we will be covering what is Scrapy, why we use the Scrapy framework, how to install it in our systems, architecture of the Scrapy, what are the components, and how is the data flow in this package, and advantages of Scrapy. These are the things that we are going to cover today. And first, to understand about Scrapy, it's a free, it's an open source web crawling framework in Python for large scale web scraping. Now, if you have really huge things to scrape, you can go for Scrapy. It is free, right? And it gives you all the tools you need to efficiently extract data from website and process them as you want and store them in preferred. So you can get the data from the website and also store in your desired format. It gives us this facility to crawl through the websites, get the data, and then also store it. The Scrapy framework provides you a powerful features such as auto throttle, rotating proxies, and user agencies. Now, this is where you'll really have to understand the power of this package, right? Auto throttle. Throttle is like it's a push. When it comes to automobiles, you say throttle. Throttle is like the push. So when you're saying auto throttle, coming to web scraping, you are talking about the speed with which it is crawling the website. So it gets into the deeper layers of information. Okay, you get into depth of the data. That is what our auto throttle will allow us. It will allow us to maintain the speed. Okay. Then there is rotating proxies. Rotating proxies comes into picture because these websites, when you're trying to get data from them, after you have done some multiple attempts, it will block the IP address. Okay. In such cases, if you have proxies is nothing but like a middleman or an agent, right? So you are having rotating proxies. So you get different IP addresses. Let me choose another color. Different IP addresses. So one of the address is blocked, you're trying with another one. That is the use of rotating proxies. Okay, then there is user agents. So now this user agents means that each of the user, like say Apple Safari is there, it's a user, right? So it will have some unique code for these agents. There is a unique code. If you can give that code, the server or the website will allow you to access the data if you are a real authentic user. If that user agent's ID is not there, it will consider you as a bot and it will deny the access to the data. Okay, so these are the main features of the Scrapy auto throttle, which allow you to crawl through different websites to the deeper layers. Rotating proxies, you have multiple IP addresses, and user agents. Now, these user agents have some unique code or value, which will um, give the information that you are the real user, an authentic user to the website. So it will not block you. Okay, these are the things that are there in Scrapy. Now, why we use any framework? Because the features that it is giving us are important here. It is easier to build and scale large crawling projects. Okay, when you want to um, get large data, and then if you have to go deeper into the layers of the data, you can go for Scrapy Framework. It has a built-in mechanism selector for extracting the data from websites. So it has got built-in functions which allow it to extract the data. It handles the request asynchronous and it is fast. Asynchronously, meaning the requests are sent continuously. It will not wait, like, if it is sending one request, it will not wait for the response from the website. It will be sending one request. The website and all that process will be going on. Meanwhile, it will initiate another request. So when this type of process is initiated, your work will be done faster. Okay, it automatically adjusts crawling speed using auto throttle mechanism. We have just now discussed what is auto throttle. With that auto throttle, it is going to adjust the crawling speed. Then ensures developer accessibility. We are talking about the user agent, right? So with user agent, it will give the access to the data. So these are the characteristics which are giving us some advantage, due to which we go for Scrapy. Now, how to install Scrapy? Installation you can do either from Anaconda Navigator or in Spider. Okay, at the prompt, you can just say conda install -c conda force Scrapy, or our regular pip install Scrapy. It will be installed in your system, okay, in your environment. Once that installation is done, um, you can just note this commands. pip install Scrapy or conda install. Okay. Now after installing, we will look into the architecture of Scrapy. The architecture is simple. There is a Scrapy engine, okay, which has a scheduler, and then there is a downloader, and there is something called Spider. Okay, this scheduler is scheduling the request, initiating the request, and it is sending to the internet. From the net, okay, the downloader will extract the data, and this data is sent to spiders. I will show you in a minute. Just these are the different components, or this is how the flow is there. Okay. Now, once the spider gets the content, whatever content the downloader is downloading or extracting from the internet, that is sent to spider. The spider will send it to the pipeline where the data will be cleaned. EDA is done. Okay. Pipelines is again a different concept where you are sending in your data. It will pass through multiple stages and then it will give you your output. Okay, this is the architecture for the Scrapy. These are the components, the ones which we are discussing. There is a Scrapy engine, there is a scheduler, there is a downloader, spiders, item pipelines. Now this downloader will have a middleware and also the spider will have the middleware. So these will take care of the operations that the downloader and spider are doing. Now the data flow is the one which we were talking just now. First the Scrapy engine gets the request to crawl from the spider, and the engine schedules the request in scheduler and asks for the next request to crawl. So basically the engine is getting a request and the scheduler will schedule and then the task is started. Okay, the scheduler returns the next request to the engine. So the scheduler has only one work, which is just initiating the request. Then the engine sends the request to the downloader. Okay, the engine is connected to the downloader. The engine is getting all these requests from the scheduler and passing to the downloader middleware. Once the page finishes downloading, the downloader generates a response. Okay, here if you observe, the initiator, the scheduler is sending the request to engine. The engine is sending to the downloader. The downloader middleware will contact the net like that, and it will get the response from the request, whatever request it sent, it will get a response for that request. So, okay, once the page finishes downloading, the downloader generates a response and sends it to the engine, passing through the downloader middleware. So, till now we have seen the engine, the scheduler. From scheduler again it is coming to engine. It goes to downloader. The downloader middleware is helping us to get the response. The engine receives the response from the downloader and sends it to the spider for processing. So from this downloader, it is sent to spider, passing through the spider middleware. Okay, and the spider processes the response and returns scraped items and a new request. It is getting the data as well as if at all if there is any follow-up request, it is the request to the engine. So again engine will repeat the same process, right? So it is trying to get the response for the new request. The engine sends processed items to pipeline. After this process, the data is sent to item pipelines. Then proceed request to the scheduler and ask for possible next request to crawl. So there are multiple requests. Everything is done in stage wise from engine to scheduler, back to engine, then to the downloader. the downloader is sending the response to engine. It is sent back to the spider. From spider, it is going to the item pipelines. Like that, a process is followed. And then if there are multiple requests, the advantage of Scrapy is it will not wait for this entire process to finish. It will initiate the new request simultaneously, concurrently. Okay, so that will be the advantage here in Scrapy, concurrent processing. We have already seen the features. The features, it is very fast because of auto throttle, and you you get the control over the politeness of crawling. This means because you are sending multiple requests, it shouldn't be aggressive, meaning it should not overload the website. What will website do if such things happen? It will block everything. So it will control the speed of the crawling. And we have seen that it is done concurrently. So all these features help to achieve a faster and deeper crawling. Okay. So the advantages here are Scrapy is easily extensible, fast and powerful, and it is a cross-platform, meaning it can be used on Windows, Linux, Mac, and all that. Now, Scrapy requests are scheduled and processed asynchronously. Scraping comes with built-in service called Scrapy D, which allows to upload projects and control spiders using JSON website. These spiders are the ones where all the scraped data is there, and from here it will be sent to the item pipeline. Right? It is possible to scrape any website through that website does not have API for raw data access. So the websites which do not have API also, we have the access if we use the Scrapy. So let me show you how to extract the data. Okay. So go to the Anaconda prompt and do the pip install Scrapy first. Okay. Then let me start a new project here. Scrapy is already installed. I have done pip install. So Scrapy start project. I'm just giving a file name. So I changed the access to desktop and I created IMDb 4. Okay. So let me show you that. Wait just a second. Just a second. Hmm. Can you all hear me? Yes. Okay. So I have opened the Anaconda prompt and changed my this thing to desktop. And then here I have created, yeah, Scrapy Start Project IMDb 4. You want me to zoom in? Okay. Uh, can you see now? Yeah, this is what I can do. Mm, okay. Yeah. I will paste the code. Just give me some time. I can't increase the font for this. Okay. I will just create and show you where the file is, and then towards end of the session, I will give you the code. You can you can use the same thing. Yeah. So we have created the project, which is IMDb 4. Okay. When we open this, like we have seen, there will be all these middlewares, pipelines, spiders we have seen in the architecture, right? So we are going to the spider. Okay. Here we need to store, or whatever scraping is done, we want to store it here. For that, I am going to spider. Okay. And I am opening a folder, the path. I want to give the path for the folder. So let me go to desktop and IMDb4. In IMDb4, I want to open Spider. So I'm going to that folder first. If you see the path, it is giving me IMDb4, IMDb4 and that. Okay. Now I am going to create a file. I will share the code with you guys. Okay. Um, Here in the file, you have to give import Scrapy, and you are giving the name as imdb underscore rec for this um, class which we are creating, imdb spider. We are giving scrapy.spider, and the name is imdb underscore rec allowed domains. Okay, so we are going to this address imdb.com, that is the allowed domains, and then the url we are mentioning is the IMDb website. This will have the reviews about the movies. I am just saying top underscore 250. So I will get all the 250 top reviews that are there in this website for the different movies, different 250 top movies. Okay, and I'm writing a function for parsing self response. Now movies is equal to, you're getting the response, and we are giving the path. Okay, so we are getting the response from there, and I'm just writing a for loop so that I will collect the information about the movie name, a movie link, movie rating for all these different movies, right? So each one will be connected separately. That is the reason I'm putting it in the loop, so that I can have the collection of all these 250 movies. Now, when I say yield, yield is the output. Okay, what is the output I want to have? I want to have movie name, which is the top movie, movie link, okay, and the movie rating. What is the rating given to it? So when I give this arguments, and if I ask for response, I will be getting the display, the yield, whatever I asked for. So first I am writing the code. Okay, I have opened the path, if you see. Now I am going to save. Okay, you can save as whatever name you want. Here it is untitled. You can just say IMDb reviews. Now this part is done. We are coming back to the prompt, and then Now we need to crawl to that website, and then we want to get the data. So here we say Scrapy space crawl. IMDb underscore rec. Just a second, friends. I will send this code in the chat window. I am just giving the Scrapy crawl command so that it crawls and gets us the um, or extracts the 250 reviews for us. Okay. Just yeah, you can see that it is scraped. So let's go to that. Here in IMDb spiders, in this part, we can see the Excel file, this one, CSV file is created, IMDb. Now, when you open it, you have the scraped data from the website. The things that we have asked as output is movie names, movie link, and movie ratings. So we got those from the website. Okay, so I should send you the code. I'm stopping the share now, and then I will share the code in the chat window. Yes, Mani Krishna, that is what I'm sharing. Just give me 1 second. I am just copying the code and I will send it to you. I am posting it in the chat window. Just check. After you install Scrapy, you will have to do pip install Scrapy first. Then you will start the project. Okay, that is your first command. Yeah, Sagar, it will be there on YouTube after our session is done. The session is available on YouTube. Okay. The codes, again, I will put it in the description for that video. Here, whoever is live can just copy this code. I will keep the code in the description of the YouTube video so that you will have it. Okay, this is the code that I was doing in Spider. Okay. You can copy the code. Yeah, thank you.
Hello, ma'am. This is Mani Krishna. Are you there? Hello? Hello? Hello?